I feel like this message here is going to bless somebody, because those of you who are in business, who are in your head a lot, like we are in business, I'm going to give you some strategies that I do that help me get out of my head. So welcome to Live for Free, where we transform lives through real estate. And I am going to talk about the things, the strategies that I use to help me get out of my head sometimes. So let's jump right in. Now, as I thought about what I was going to talk about, I want to just say there was like 15 million ideas coming through my head. And I want to share how I get that stuff out of my head and get it allowing me to execute. Because I think somebody is going to be blessed from this message. So here, as I was sitting here, I'm just telling you, I am such a perfectionist that perfection can sometimes hinder me. So one of the things that I literally have to do is I start thinking about what's in my head. And because my husband is he's like my biggest counterpart to who I am, I talk to him regularly. So I would just say, whoever it is in your life is that person you bounce off of. You need to commit to working with that person, first of all, and getting some of this stuff out of your head, because you're going to get in your own way. And sometimes, because we think so big and we think about 1,500 different things, we sometimes overthink things. And I'm just going to say on this show right now, I want to just thank my husband right now in front of you all. Because if I didn't have him as that person to help me get out of my head, half of the things I probably wouldn't do. But having somebody who I can bounce off of, and not to the point where it's overkill, but if I didn't have him, I would go crazy. I honestly believe he helps bring me down a lot. I don't need somebody who's just as on 10 as I am. I'm on 10 on a regular, okay? Like, I don't stop. I go to sleep to this, I wake up to this. And because that is going on all the time, I utilize him. I don't abuse him with it, because I really work carefully not to just throw up on him all the time with what's in my head. But by strategizing with him at moments, it helps me. And I'm just going to say that strategy right there, finding you somebody who can connect with you and help you get out of your own way and get out of your head. Number one, you need that person, but you need to know also how to use that person, because don't use them up so much to where you throw up on them, but to where you do it in such a graceful way. Like, I intentionally say to him, hey babe, is this a good time for us to chat? Hey, is this a good moment for me to bounce some things off on you? I make sure it fits what he's doing, because he's got stuff going on too. He ain't by himself. And by the way, y'all might see him walk over here and get in the car, because we drive into a funeral right now. But I wanted to share that with you, that you have to have somebody who is your number one person that you go to, but don't abuse them. Literally find the time out and make sure it's okay with their schedule too. Like, God is truly teaching me how to work with my husband. We've been together for 14 years. Some of y'all didn't even know I was married, probably. I don't know. But he is such a rock for me. He's in the background a lot. We've been through a lot these years, because initially my strategy was terrible. I would throw up all over him, not literally, but like with thoughts. Because if I wake up to this and go to sleep to this all the time, he's in it all the time. It can be overwhelming for some people. So I will just say, I am so grateful that God has kept him in my life to help me get out of my way, so that we can move forward with where God has us going. So that has to be one of the best ways that God has been teaching me how to work with him as I'm moving forward where God has me. So that is, and I wouldn't say it's the number one strategy, but it is a key strategy, having somebody you can bounce off of and learning how to respect them in the space that they are providing for you. And always don't make it about you all the time either. I will say that when you don't make it about you, because someone you bounce off of, it could be somebody who is a business person with you. Iron sharpens iron. So also offering up how you can be of a help to them, I would think is also critical as you think about who to work with in the space of where you're going. So that is my number one strategy that I use to help me get out of my own way, is using someone to bounce off of. Another strategy that I use is, because if you have so much going on in there, how are you getting that out? Like, how are you spending time getting that out of you? And by the way, I'm just going to say that this last nugget I'll give you is going to be the best. So please stay on till the end, because I'm not going to give you all my best right now. I'm going to give it to you at the end. But being able to take what's in your head and get it out, not only because you'll be utilizing, as you're getting it out, that person who you're strategizing with to help you move forward. But I use this tool I love so much called Simpleology. If you've never used technology to help you, it is amazing. Simpleology, simple. So think of the word simple, S-I-M-P-L-E, and then ology, O-L-O-G-Y. But that tool, I think, is a missed tool people don't even utilize. Between that and mind mapping, I use MindMeister, M-I-N-D-M-E-I-S-T-E-R. I get no pay for none of these things I'm sharing with you, but as a person who has so much going on in my head, those two tools help me significantly. Number one, MindMeister allows for me to create a map. I like mind mapping, so I get stuff out and you can move it around as you get those thoughts out of you, and be like creating mind maps like crazy, which I do. Mind mapping is an amazing strategy for just getting out your brainstorming of ideas and thoughts and putting it down in a constructive way. And so by utilizing MindMeister to get that stuff out of me, it then creates activities potentially that I can then take and put in Simpleology. And Simpleology has training that they offer you if you get an upgrade service to them, that will allow you to construct it where it makes sense, and you dump out everything out of your head every day. And I actually leave it open on my computer while I'm working through the day. So when an idea hits my head, I then rock with that, and I go ahead and I apologize, one of our participants just walked by and said hi. But as I go through that space and I take it out of my head, I put it in Simpleology, and I come back to what I was working on. Because those of you who are just like me and you work all the time and you're constantly thinking all the time, you probably have your computer has 1,500 tabs open. And out of those 1,500 tabs that are open, did you get it done? And I'm just going to say, I still am guilty, because this is how my mind works, but I get things done. So when I'm working and a thought comes to my head, instead of running with that thought, I go to Simpleology, put it in, and I come back to finishing what I said I was going to do. All right. So with how I use technology, and I know y'all are listening to me, hopefully you're catching these nuggets, because I'm like in 1,500 places in my head right now. But as I am taking information and putting it into Simpleology, I'm still getting done what I say I'm going to do. So far, as I've thought through this particular strategy of using technology, I'm using Simpleology, I'm using my mind mapping just to get my thoughts down to where it makes sense. And then I will take those actions, and let's say that as I'm knocking stuff down, because when you learn how to use Simpleology and you use your time to crunch that stuff, it's amazing how much you can get done. I forgot a tool, and I got to tell you this one, and then we'll come back to finishing the Simpleology conversation. So if you are not time blocking, oh my God, you're missing everything. I am very intentional about my schedule. My schedule to the minute is scheduled. Like, if it's not on my calendar, it does not exist. If you say you have a meeting with me today at 10:30, it's on my calendar. If it doesn't show this on my calendar, you don't have a meeting with me. I use my calendar intentionally. Matter of fact, I'm going to pop up on the screen just what my schedule looks like, So this is what my schedule looks like. If your schedule don't look nothing like this, then you ain't time blocking, period. Because every minute of the day is documented. And I know what's going on, when it's going on, how it's going on. And when you're time blocking and you're doing it intentionally, now you got to follow that schedule. Okay? Now, am I perfect? Nope, not perfect. But am I close? Yep. And that's all that matters. Imperfect action on what my schedule says. So when I wake up in the morning after I've done my worship and I'm just enjoying God, I go to the next thing on my schedule and I'm doing that as best as I closely can. So I know I've said a lot in this particular strategy, but it's the biggest. The last one's the best one, but this here is big because I've talked about tools that you use to help move you forward. I've talked about Simpleology. I've talked about using time blocking with your schedule. Talked about using mind map. Now, the end of your day, if you are not doing this, you should do it. The end of your day, bringing it all back. And it's hard. I'd say I'm not perfect, but remember those tabs I told you had open on your screen? They were actions that you probably you ducked and did something else. You need to take those and put them in Simpleology by the end of your day and start your next day. That has saved me wonders moving forward, because I would literally go to every tab and create that as something in Simpleology to keep me moving forward. Now, you gotta get them done though, okay? Or some things, guys, like when you think about all the 1,500 ideas that come in your head and you put them all down, some of them ideas really, that was good yesterday. Today, I don't need to do that. Simpleology will walk you through all of that. So I said all that to say this. When you take imperfect action on the things that you need to get done, guess what? You're moving forward. Even if it's not perfect, because you can't be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But you have to move down this path to get you to getting the things done that you need to do. This last point that I said you needed to be on to listen for, it's about to come. But before you do that, if you've not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, please. Notifications as well to get those, because I'm about to I'm gonna throw up on y'all. I'm gonna give y'all so much information. I don't want to do too much because I could do this every day, all day. I could share nuggets with you, but I'm about to do some things not only here on YouTube, but I'm gonna do some things in our school community that's just private for our school community, and on a new platform that I'm creating, because I can't keep it. It's like too much information. I just need to give it. So I'll be doing that over the next few weeks, and I want you to get that. So do the subscription and notifications. But this last thing that I do, y'all, if I didn't have this, I'd get nothing done. And that is starting my day right with God. I cannot tell you how amazing it is to wake up to Him every day. To wake up knowing this is how I start my day and end my day is with Him. And when I do it that way, now those of you who don't believe, I'm sorry. I can't, look, if you don't believe, I'm sorry. I'm not here to convince you to believe in God, Jesus Christ. I just know He is. And He shows up every day in my life. So if you want a closer relationship with Him, number one, and you don't have one, and you want someone to pray with you, reach out to me, because I know He is. I know He's King of Kings. And I start with Him and I end with Him. And those are by just having that relationship with the Father and understanding that Jesus came here to die for your sins and He rose on the third day, to know Him and have a relationship and have the Holy Spirit operating in your daily life. Those are the things it's worth everything. There's nothing else important to me. There's not enough money. There's not enough property. There's not enough anything in this world that will replace that in my life. So out of every strategy that I have, that is my number one strategy, is spending time with Him. Are you perfect? No, but guess what? He knows you're not. He knows you're not perfect. And that's what I love. I don't have to be perfect. All I need to know is that I love Him. I've accepted Him. And those are the things that I move on. So if this blessed you, go ahead and let me know in the comments. As I told you, my husband's going to be coming in a minute. So I just want to say I have enjoyed this time with you, and I look forward to the next one that we have together. And go out there and not only operate in your purpose, but transform your life as you seek to transform others. because I know that He will allow you to move forward in where you need to be. God bless you. See you at the next one.